is we will start with a new topic which we have not at all learned in the earlier classes, which is function in Python. Function actually, is something which is not necessary. Okay. Point is that you can write any Python program without function. Suppose you don't know this concept at all, let's say. Still, you won't face any difficulty in writing Python program. So actually, in Python, function is not necessary. But if you know function, then you can design the program in a better way. So this is a convenience given. This function, is a convenience. Actually, it is not necessary. But we will use this facility to improve our code, to improve the quality of our code. So what is a function? If any person asks you, define function in C, define function in Java, define function in Python, any language. What is a function? Definition is, it is group of one or more statements. One or more statements. That's it. Matter ends. Okay. That means in Python, if you write some statement, imagine statement 1, statement 2, statement 3. This statement 1 may be print statement. This statement 2 may be some arithmetic statement. This statement 3 might be again print statement. Some 3 statements you have written. You can group them together in a function. Okay. So what is a function? It is group of one or more statements. That means you can have a function which contains only one line. That's all. One line. And you call it as a function. Now the other thing is, this is what? What is a function? Somebody asks you, why do you write a function? Why? We have answered what is it? Simply group of statements. That's all. You club those group of statements together and call it as a function. Second question is, why do you write a function? So your answer should be, function is defined by us or written by us, defined so that we can call the function. So that we can call, I'll underline this, so that we can call the function. Fn, in short, for a function, I am writing Fn. So a new term has arrived, call the function. Okay. Now the third thing is how. How do you write a function in Python? How? Now I will go to Python idle and I will type a very simple program and tell you how function looks like and how it is written, first of all. Okay, ready everyone? So I think I have Python idle open. I'll just close this. Give me a second. I'll close this also. Okay, I'll open fresh idle. I'll just maximize this. Okay, this is shell window. I'll open a new file, new program. Now look at this code. Def square x colon return x multiplied by x. Okay. Then a is equal to 5. B is equal to square a and print b. Very simple code to start with about a function. Now you watch, from this def word up to this, return x into x. Whatever I have written, from def to return x into x is a function. See, whatever I have written from a equal to phi and so on up to print b is not a function. This is a function. Okay. I ask you again, what is function? You should say it is group of, what is function? It is group of one or more statements. So this function, contains only one statement. You see, return x into x. It may contain more statements, but in this example, it is containing only one statement. Fine. Now, every function, always has some name. Now, observe the name given to this function is square. You can give any name to the function. Like you could have named this function as SQU. Some name you have to give. Even single letter would do. S. S is the name of the function. Okay. We have named the function as square. Okay. Now, after the name of the function, always, check my words, always bracket is there. And in the bracket, we have written parameter. I'll write that on Blackboard, don't worry. But that X that we have written, is known as parameter, or it is called argument. So what are you seeing here? What is this? Name of the function, square. It is followed by bracket. And in the bracket, what is written? Parameter. Who is the parameter here? X. Many people call that as argument. So many people say X is the argument or X is the parameter. Same words. Now this function, is defined by using def keyword. Def is the word. Def means defined. So we are defining a function whose name is square, and that square has an argument x. Now you see after that, there is a colon character. The first line of the function, should always end with colon. And from our past study that whenever we give colon, cursor is always indented. Correct? So this line is the only line in the function. What is function? Group of one or more statements. Then in this function, there is only one statement. So just let us leave this idle for some time. How do you write a function in Python? See, whenever you want to write a function, you write def, and then you write name of the function. Some name you give. Then always you give bracket. And in the bracket, what do you write? Parameter, right? You write parameter. Or people call it as argument. Bracket close. And then you give colon. Now, because you have given colon, the cursor is indented. Now, you may give line 1, line 2, some statement of Python, line 3, any number of lines. Suppose you have given 3 lines indented inside this def. Then these 3 lines are the group of statements which is in this function. So in this function, we have 3 statements. Coming back to our example, in our function, there is only one indented line. So this is only one statement in our function. Okay. Now you see this a equal to phi is outdented. Look, we have not written a equal to phi inside here, isn't it? Indented in the function, we have outdented. That means a is equal to phi is not the part of the function. A is equal to phi, b is equal to square a, all these lines are outside the function. Okay. And this portion, is known as main section. What do you say? Main section of Python program. This is the main part. Why it is known as main part? Is because when you run the program, suppose you run this program, anybody would say, sir, if we run this program, then this line will run first. Anybody would say like that because that line is written on top. So first line should run first, isn't it? But that will not happen. See, although you have written the function on top, you have defined it on top, it will not run. Main part will run. That is execution will start from a equal to 5. It will not start with depth square x. That part will not run. Basically, one thing you have to understand is functions do not run on their own. Functions do not run on their own. Functions run only when they are called. We should call the function. Okay? Let's see what I mean. So execution will start from here. Let's start execution. Imagine this line runs. That means variable A is storing value 5. Correct? Then read this line. B is equal to square A. Here we go. Observe this square A. Observe this. This is called function call. We are calling the function. Function will not run on its own. This is function call. When this call happens, immediately the control goes on top here. Oh, square is called. It is time to run the function. Now the square function will run. And look at the call. We have called the function square and in the bracket we have written A. And listen, A is 5. So are you following? We are calling the square function and we are throwing or passing. We are throwing 5 because A is 5. Just imagine we are shouting square, take this value 5. Now, if we are throwing or passing that value 5, somebody should be there to catch the value, isn't it? Who will catch that value 5? What do you think? When the program jumps to square, somebody should catch that value 5. Then x, the parameter x, will take that value 5. What is parameter after all? Parameter is nothing but a variable. On any fine day, if I would have asked you, what is that x? You would say x is a variable. Yes, it's a variable, but a special name is given. Because this variable x is after all a variable, is catching the value which we are throwing. So, everybody agrees that square is called. And x is, what is x? 5. Then the function will start running. Whatever is written in the function will run. And only one line is there. Return 5 into 5. Do you agree? X is 5, no? So it is 5 into 5. That means the function is returning 25. Okay? Now, many times, I ask my students whenever in the classroom, when I ask, return 25, return 5 into 5. So what do you mean by return? I ask my students, explain, what do you mean by return? Then many students say return. Return means return. And I congratulate those students. Yes, obviously, return means return. Return means go back. Go back where? From wherever you came to square. From where did you come to square? You came to square because of this call. Recall that line was running. That's why you jumped to square. Return means go back there. But it will simply not go back. It will take 25 with it. See, return 5 into 5, 25. that 25 is returned. And who will store that 25? Obviously, B will store 25 because B is equal to square A is written. And then now the next line will run, which is print B. B is 25, 25 will be printed. Okay, I'll just save this. I'll go to the board and again discuss this in short, but let's name this as func1, func1.py. First program on the function. I'll run this. You know the output, it should be 25. Rightly so. So B became 25. Imagine I extend the program. I write C is equal to 9. One more variable in the main part. All this is main part. C is 9. Then I said D, you become square C. So this is a function call again. Again, we are calling the same function. But this time, when square will be called, we are throwing 9. So the function will start again and X will become 9. Parameter. And then the function has only one line. What it should return? 9 into 9, 81. And function ends. Because it has only one line that has got executed. Function ends. It returns 81. Okay. Where does it return 81? I repeat this question. Where does the function return 81? I repeat it again. Where does it return 81? Now your answer might be it returns 81 in D. Maybe, you are saying because D is equal to square C, that 81 is returned in D. No, 81 is not returned in D. 81 is returned on the right hand side here. Who is 81? You tell me. Who is 81? Square of 9 is 81. Are you following? So square of A was square of C was called square of 9. 81 was returned, then 81 will be returned exactly at the place of the call. Wherever the call was made, there 81 will be returned. And obviously then D will store 81, no doubt about it. After all, D will store 81. And if I print D, 81 will be printed. So let's save this and run it. It will print 25, which is square of 5, and 81, which is square of 9. Okay, wait a minute. I'll go to the board. I'll open a new page. Okay, what did we write? We wrote a function def square x colon return x multiplied by x. Correct? Only one line. Then in the main part, see, just under, I am coming out of the function. In the main part, we had written a equal to 5. Then b is equal to square a, and then print b. What I said is this line will not run. First, this line will run, always. Function doesn't run on its own. And main part will run first. So a is 5. Then b equal to square a. This line, is called function call. We are calling the function. Okay. So if we are calling the function, then 5 gets passed in x. X becomes 5. Because a is 5. So the call is square a. And then the function will run this line. The function is returning 25. 5 into 5. The point is, where will be 25 returned? It is obvious. Anybody would feel that 25 is returned in B. Because B is equal to square A is returned. No. After returning 25, that 25 is returned here on the right side. Who is 25? Square of A is 25. Then ultimately B becomes 25. No problem. Of course, B becomes 25. But don't say that value is returned directly in B. Value is returned at the call. Wherever the call is, value goes there. And then the next line runs, which is print B. So 25 will be printed. So imagine C is 9. And we say D is equal to square C. This is again the function call. So square is again called, this time x receives 9. Just check. This time the parameter or argument x will receive 9. And then the function will run. It is only one line in the function, which returns 9 into 9, 81. That 81 will be returned here at the call. This is the call. And now D will become 81. And of course, print D will print 81. Output will be 80. Now, this simple program, was written by your teacher only to show how function looks like. Many things were revealed. What is def? What do you mean by name of the function? Then parameter. What is the use of parameter? Parameter is a catching person, which will catch the value. And then what do you mean by return? How do you call the function? Okay. Now, I don't know if anyone over there is thinking, oh my God, what is all this? This looks like Latin or Greek. Let me tell you, you knew this since your high school days. I am not joking. In and out, you knew this. Since your high school days, you know this. I will prove it. Okay. Imagine on one fine day, I tell you there is a function f of x, which is equal to x square. So you understand that f is the function of x. F is the name of the function, which is function of x, and its value is x square. Okay. Then I ask you, what is f of phi? What you will do is, you will immediately say, okay, phi means phi should be copied in x. So you're asking me f of phi. So it is phi square. Phi square is 25. Didn't you know this? Oh, come on, you knew this. The only thing is, we have written the same thing in Python. That is why it is looking different. It is not different. What happened? The name of the function, was written by us as square. We wanted some better name, so square. But the grammar, the rule says that you should write def word before that function name. So we wrote def. And then we need to write that catching person. We wrote x and then colon was in the grammar. Isn't it? Colon was in the grammar. And then x square was written as return x into x. Or we could have written x raised to 2, x square. Which is same as fx equal to x square. So please try to understand, function in Python is not any invention. Functions exist in Python because function exists in mathematics. And those functions, we try to write it in the Python language. Same functions, we try to map it in language, that's all. Okay? Okay, I hope that has given you enough confidence about this is nothing. I mean, this is a very ordinary thing that we are learning. Okay. So first demonstration on function is done. Now, some small little things, we will try to explore, okay? What I will do is, I will write the same function again, define square x colon, and only line was return x into x. Then we had some main part. Now my question is, suppose I have written main like this, you watch. A is equal to square, bracket square, bracket 2, bracket close, and print A. So what will be the output printed by this print A? What will be the value of A? Because this is clearly function call, but see, there are two function calls. Okay. So I'm sure you will use your intelligence and tell me the answer. I'm waiting on chat. What will be the output printed by that code. Immediate answers have started arriving. Answers have, I mean, you're too fast. So what you understood here, you just see, this line, is clearly function call. But you all know that brackets are always solved first. Brackets have highest priority. Then in this statement, whatever you have written in bracket will be done first. But what have you written in the bracket? It's a function call. We are calling the function square and we are throwing 2 to it. Square 2 is the call. So x will become 2, function runs, and then function returns 4, 2 into 2. And then where is the value returned? Always at the call. Who is 4? Square 2 is 4. So internally this line will then become a is equal to square 4. Are you following? Because this value square 2 has got evaluated to 4. Then the function is again called with value 4. So the same parameter x will now become 4. And the function will return 4 into 4, 16. 16 will be returned at the call. And then a will become 16 and output will be 16. Yes, everyone. So now we will try to write one program using function. All of you, I hope, are ready with this. We'll try to first define the question. Let's see what the problem is. The problem is like this. We are asked to define a function which gets 2 parameters. So 2 parameters are there this time. 2 parameters x comma y. Okay. We will define a function which gets 2 parameters x and y. The function must return largest between x and y. So whoever is largest should be returned. Okay. So how will you define this function? Look, what we will do, we will write def keyword and then decide some name of the function. Now, what is the function doing? It is taking 2 parameters x and y and it is returning maximum or largest. So we'll write max as the name. Some name we have given. And 2 parameters are x comma y, colon. Function always ends with colon. Now, who is largest has to be checked. Is x larger or y larger? So obviously we'll use if. Are you following? Function is group of 1 or more statements. 1 or more statements. Which statements? Any Python statements. Anything can be written in the function. So here our requirement was that who is largest, we want to know. So obviously we'll require if. Correct? What we will write? If value of x is greater than value of y, colon again, then we know x is larger. So what are we going to write in the indented part? If also will be indented, right? What we'll write? Print? No. We won't write print. The question says that whoever is largest should be returned. What are we going to achieve by printing it? We should throw back that answer, So the statement will be return x. Whatever is the value of x will be returned because x is largest. Then we will outdent and we'll write else, colon, correct? Below this if. And return y, obviously. If x is not largest, then y is largest. Okay. Now you tell me, will this function run on its own? No. We should have some main part, which will start running, then it will call the function. Correct? So here is the main part, outdented, just below this def. We'll say a is equal to, let's say 10, b is equal to 2. These are the two values. And suppose I say C is equal to max A comma B. Let's say I have written this. Okay. So this is the function call, na? Max. So max is called. What are we passing? A comma B. That is 10 comma 2. So clearly X will become 10 and Y will become 2. Yes. And then the function will start. It will check, is 10 greater than 2, which is true. So this line will run, return X. That means it will return 10 and else will not run because if was true. So 10 is returned at the call here and C becomes 10 and we will print C. So how many parameters can function contain? Last time we wrote function with one parameter. Here the function is written with two parameters. It depends on our requirement. If the question was, write a function which gets three parameters, x, y, z, the function must return largest. So then you will write three parameters, x, y, z, and write a nested if statement with elif to find largest between x, y, z. Okay. So I'll go back to Python idle. I'll close this func1. This was our first exercise on function. Okay. And from here, I'll open a new file. Let's maximize it. Let's develop that code. We wrote def max x comma y colon. Okay. If x is greater than y. Look, all this code is indented inside the function. So it is the code which is in the function. After that colon. Now, when you give colon, the code will be indented. So these are the lines which should run if the statement is true. What are we going to do? Return x else colon return y. Okay. Now, I don't want to write rest of the lines in the function. I want main part. So I'll hit backspace. Now this is the main from where the execution will start. Let's say A is 10 and B is 2. Now if I say C is equal to max A comma B, this is the function call. So value of A will be received by X. Value of B will be received by Y. And obviously the function will return X because 10 is largest. So C will become 10 and we will print C. Okay. So I'll save this with the name func2. Now let's run this. See, the largest was 10. Largest between 10 and 2 we were checking is 10. All right. So by this time, you might have understood one thing. Okay. How do you write a function? Okay. What is to be written inside the function depends on the logic. Okay. What is our requirement? And how do you call the function? This much you must have understood. All right. Now let's go ahead. What I will tell you is that here in this program, we have passed A and B. What are A and B? Integers. 10 and 2. See what we are doing. We are calling the function and we are passing integers. Can we pass list to a function? Or can we pass dictionary to a function? Okay. Let's see. Imagine that I have main part. I will write the function later. Huh? I have main part like this. A is equal to 10, 2, 6, minus 3, 7. What is a list? Square bracket. It's a list of integers. Okay. Now, I'm writing B is equal to FA. Okay. And then print B. Now, I am completing this code. I will go up and write def f x colon. So f is the function. Please try to understand. F is the name of the function. And we have passed A. A goes in X. Okay? Okay. Take a pause here. Ask yourselves, what are you passing to the function? Look at the function call. Look at this function call. What are you passing to F? You are passing A. What is A? It's a list. Agreed? A is a list. Fine. So anybody would start thinking, this is a very important, magnificent point I am telling about Python. Huh? Anybody would feel that we are calling function f and we are passing a. A is the list and list contains 10, 2, 6, minus 3, 7, correct? Then anybody would feel that all these values are literally sent, because list is not containing only one value. List is containing, I think, 5 values. All those 5 values will fly or be thrown to X. That is the first feeling anybody would get. But that doesn't happen. What happens? Super point I am telling. See, this list A in the memory, it is stored after all in the memory of the computer. Anything is stored in the memory only. So this list A is stored somewhere in the memory. 10, 2, 6, minus 3, 7. Just imagine huge memory. In huge memory, at some place, this list is stored. And A is equal to this list. Okay. Now we are calling the function f and we are passing A. What is A? It's a list. And that A has to be copied in X. See this? A goes in X. That list should go in X. Then what will happen? What Python will do is, it will say X is the same list. Please try to understand. Anybody would feel that due to this, X will be a new list made, 10, 2, 6, minus 3, 7. That means the original list will be copied in this new list. No, that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. What Python says is that X, you are same as A. You are same as A. X, you are the same list. I'm not going to copy. You will say, what? So, sir, what is so magnificent about this? Huh? Anybody would feel. What is so magnificent, sir? I think that you told that there is something magnificent I am telling. See, if this was not done by Python, and if Python decided that if you pass a list, then the entire list flies, that is this, 10, 2, 6, minus 3, 7, entire list flies, throws, and this X will literally copy 10, then copy 2, then copy 6, then copy. Every value will be copied in X. That means X will be a copy of this list, 10, 2, 6, minus 3, 7. If this happened, which doesn't happen, if this happened, there will be lot of time spent. and your program will become slow. Just imagine that this list currently is having only 5 values. Just imagine that this list had 2000 values, which is possible. List has no limits. If it had 2000 values, and if Python adapted this method of literally making this X as a new list, then lot of time will be spent in this copy itself. Internally, the values will have to be copied. But how Python made it fast? What Python says, X, you are not a new list. You better be the same list as A. Okay? In computer science, we call this as call by reference. If you have heard about this term. If you have not heard, okay, forget it at the moment. But this is known as call by reference. Okay. Huh. So now in this function, suppose I write, just see, only one line I am writing. Return. Okay, sorry. Just check. I am writing x0 equal to x1 plus x2, and then I am saying return x0. What I have written, even I don't know. But this is valid Python statement. Okay. Tell me, first of all, this is the call to the function. So function has begun. What is X? Come on. What is X? What is X? What is X? It's a list. Which list? Same as A. X is a list, same as A. So what is X0? Not X0. X0 is this element. Oh, but that is A0. Yes, both are same now. X0 and A0, both are same. Both are referring to the same list. We are saying X0, this element should become equal to X1 plus X2. X1 is 2 and X2 is 6. That means 2 plus 6, 8. That means this element should become 8. And can it become 8? Yes. List is mutable, list can change. You can modify a list. And now you are returning X0. Correct? Now, where will be X0? X0 is 8. 8 is returned. Where will be 8 returned? At the call. 8 is returned here and B will become 8. So the final output will be 8. Okay? Because we have returned X0. Now my question to the entire class is, suppose here I print A also. Note, I am printing the list A. My question is, if I print A over here, what will it print? See, all the contents of A will be printed. So will it print 10, 2, 6, minus 3, 7? Will it print 10, 2, minus 6, 6, minus 3, 7? Or will it print 8, 2, 6, minus 3, 7? Which output will be there? I'll give you two options. Option one is, will it print 10, 2, 6, minus 3, 7? This will be the output. Or 2, will it be 8, 2, 6, minus 3, 7? See what function has done, Function says X is my parameter. And function says X is my parameter, but X is same as the list A. Then whatever changes happens in the list X, whatever changes happens through X are actually happening in A. Because both are the same list. So inside the function, we have modified X0. That means we have modified A0. And when we come back, obviously A0 is 8. Okay, I'll come back to this page, but let's open up a discussion. List, tuple, set, dictionary can be passed to function. Correct? They are always passed by reference. What does that mean? Reference. That is, IE means that is, in short, that is, copy is not made. A new copy is not made. The parameter refers to the original list or original tuple or original set or original dictionary. New copy is not made. This is the point about passing list, tuple or set or dictionary, the collection. Oh, I missed out one. I'm so sorry. STR. Strings are also passed by reference. Okay? New string is not made. Okay. I hope you have noted down this. Let's come back to this point. I'll just go and type, I think it should be which program? Fun 3. I'll just close this and open a new file. Just a second. Open a new file. I'll maximize this. Okay. We are defining FA. Colon. Then we have written a statement x0, fx, I'm sorry. We have written x0 equal to x1 plus x2. Why we have written this? Just like that. We wanted to do some changes in the list, that's why. And then we are returning x0. Only one value we are returning. Okay, now the driver code, main code. A is equal to, let's say 10, 2, 6, 7, minus 3, some list. And then I am saying B is equal to FA. Then I am passing this A, which is a list, by reference. Then X will not be a copy, not be a new list. It will refer the same list A. Then whenever you enter that X list and you play with some value, you order 0th element, change. Please change to some new value. Then even A's value will change. Are you understanding? Because both are referring to the same list. That is passed by reference. Okay. Then let's print B. We know B will be 8 because what is x0? X0 is 2 plus 6. But importantly, if I print A here, if I print A, then it will not print original list. This value, has changed. We have changed x0. That means we have changed A0. A0 has become 8. Okay. I'll save this as func 3. So if I run this, you see 8 was the value of B. But x0 also has been, sorry, A0 has also become 8. That proves that inside the function, if you change x0, then A0 ultimately changes because both were not different, both were same. Okay. We will see more examples on this, but one question, don't answer this, keep it with you. But one question, suppose A was a tuple. A was a tuple, let's say. Then can we call like this FA? Yes, we can pass a tuple. So you see, A is a tuple containing 5 values. Then all 5 values will not get copied in a new tuple. New tuple won't get created. But this X will refer to the same tuple. Which tuple? A. Okay. And then the function will start. And then the function will give error here. This is a wrong function. Not because we can't pass tuple. This is correct. We can pass tuple. Tuple is referred by X. But this line is wrong. You can't change values in a tuple. Are you following? You can't change the values. Na? You are trying to say x0. That means 0th element of the tuple should change. It is not possible. So if I save this and run it, it will give error. You can see. The error is tuple object does not support item assignment. You can't change the value of a tuple. See, the problem is not in the calling of the function. The problem is in this line. Okay. So if you pass a list, can you change the values in that list? Yes. If you pass a tuple, first of all, can you pass a tuple? Yes, you can pass. But can you change the values? No. You can do something other than that. Maybe you can say return x0 plus x1. So you pass the tuple by reference and you are adding only x0 and x1 and you are returning it here. So B will be 12, isn't it? Because what we have returned is 10 plus 2. 10 plus 2 is copied in B. And then we are printing B and printing A also. Obviously, A won't change. You know? A will be same as before. Let's confirm. Yes. This error ignore. I have hit some other key. Okay, I'll better run the program again. Yeah. So you can see 12 is the value of B and tuple cannot change. Tuple remains same. All right. So can you pass a set to a function? Oh, you will say enough, sir. Yes, obviously we can pass. Suppose this is a set. Just imagine. This is a set. Okay. And look at the call. B is equal to FA. So what are we passing? We are passing a set. Then X will be a set which will refer to the same set. It will not be a new set. Reference. Correct? Okay. Let's play in this. What we will do is we will write X dot add bracket 55. X dot add 55. That means I am adding a new value. Remember, add is a function in set. I am adding a new value 55 in set X, in this set. But actually, I am adding a new value in the original set because these two sets are not different. Okay. And this return will give error because you remember set is unordered collection. You can't write X0 like this. You can write the subscript or location only for list or tuple. You can't write it for set. Correct or not? Okay. So I'll write return, let's say return uh, 25. Okay, tell me now, A is a set. Then this is a function call. Set is going in X, but X is not a new set. X is the original set A. X is same as this set A. When we say X dot add 55, then 55 is getting added in the original set A. Okay. And then we are returning 25, just like that. So 25 will be returned in B at the call, na? So B will become 25. So this output will be 25. But what will this output be? What will be A? 10 to 6. It will be 10 to 6, 7 minus 3, 55. So if you pass a set, can you change that set? Yes, you can. If you pass a list, can you change the list? Yes. If you pass a tuple, can you change it? No, you can use it. You can use elements of the tuple, but you can't change any value of the tuple. Okay. So let's try. We will save it and run it. Of course, the output is, you can see, the output is 25 because we returned 25 and the new value, you can see 55. Hana? 55 getting added in the set. You remember set is unordered. So sequence, any sequence it may be. I'm not talking much about it, but you can't uh, authoritatively tell that what will be the sequence of elements, but 55 is added. Okay. Can you pass a dictionary? Oh, somebody was there in chat. Wait a minute. No. Yes, of course you can pass a dictionary. Just imagine we got a dictionary like this: 1:10, comma 2:20, comma 3:30, comma 4:40. Four key value pairs are there. And then look at this FA. I am passing this dictionary. A is the dictionary. Then this A is received by X, the parameter. But X will not be a new dictionary. X will refer the same dictionary. Okay. Now imagine the statement like this: X2 equal to X3, right? And then we return 25, something we return. Okay. Look at the code very carefully. Now this print B will definitely print 25 because function has returned 25. But what will this print A print? So what I will do is I'll write this code on the blackboard. Okay. Somebody raised hand, maybe by mistake. See, if you have got any difficulty, or maybe you are finding my teaching today bit difficult, okay? Let's comment on this, huh? Here we go. We have defined a function f x. And in the function, we have written x2 is equal to x3. x2 is equal to x3. And return 25. Now in main section, we have written A is dictionary 1:10, 2:20, 3:30, 4:40, 5:50. I think no, only 4:40 was there. Okay. And we called the function as B is equal to FA. And then we printed B. And we printed A. A is the dictionary, remember. So what is happening, in the memory of the machine, this A is a dictionary stored somewhere in the memory. 220, 330, 440. Now, when we call the function, A is passed in X. You watch the parameter. Then X is the same dictionary. It's not a new dictionary. Now, inside the function, you are saying X2 is equal to X3. We had a discussion on this. See, X is the dictionary. Then this is the key always. Equal to. Whatever you write on the right-hand side is the value. And what is the right-hand side? X3. Now you watch, X3 is 30. And we are saying this value is 30. This should be assigned to key equal to 2. That means second key will no more have 20 as the value. It will have 30 as the value. So dictionary has changed. And dictionaries are mutable. So if you pass a dictionary, can you change it? Yes. So obviously the output over here will be 25 and over here will be 110, 230 it will be, you watch. And it was 220, but it has changed to 230, then 330 and 440. This will be the answer. Dictionaries can change. The moral of the story was, you can pass collection, list, tuple, set, dictionary, you can pass. More and more we will try to discover. But we are in the first lecture of function. How function looks like. Okay, how to call the function. What can you pass to the function? All that things we are exploring. So, if I run the code, which I had, if I run this code where dictionary is passed, you can see 25 was the value returned. Some value we have returned 25. But importantly, you see 220 was changed to 230. Okay. Any questions you got till now? Maybe you're not comfortable. You can just tell me. I'll just take a pause. Okay. So you remember I promised last time on Friday that what we will do from now onwards, our lecture is 1.5 hours lecture, 7 to 8:30. And last 15-20 minutes, we will spare for solving some problems which we have learned in the past. So let's not talk about function now. We'll resume with function on Wednesday. What we will do is, we'll take up a problem like this. Problem is, given a string, let's say A, B, E, I, then O, U, Z, X, I, then G, N, O, U. This is the string, and we want to count number of occurrences of each vowel. Now, all of you know vowel is A, E, I, O, U. These are the vowels. Do you understand that best collection that we can use here is dictionary? Because ultimately, we want answer like this. A appears. A is a vowel and it appears once like this in the entire string. Then E appears again once. But A, E, I appears, I think, twice like this. Let me complete it then. And A, E, I, O. O appears again 2 times. And U appears, I think, 1 and 2 times. See, these are characters, so they should be in the quotes. So key will be a string, and key can be string in the dictionary. And these are the values, how many times that A appears, E appears, and all that. And other letters we should ignore because we want to count only vowels. Correct? Okay. Let's try to solve this. What we will do is, we will declare S as the string, and this is our string A, B, E, I, O, U, Z, X, I, G, N, O, U. Okay. I know that you can also solve it. I mean, and we may participate. What should be the next thing? But as we proceed, I will involve you in discussion. Okay. Like maybe on Wednesday when we are solving a problem, I will ask you what should be the next step. But I hope you have found that we should now start creating empty dictionary. Dict. This function dict creates an empty dictionary. Correct? Okay. Now what? Now we should go through each letter of S. S is a string. We should take first 0th letter, then next letter, then next letter. Why? Because we want to know, is it a vowel or not? We are interested only in vowel. Okay? How will you go through a string? Can you travel a string? Yes. Remember, string is iterable, like list is iterable, tuple is iterable, string is also iterable. Suppose I write for E in S. S is our string. Then if I ask you, what is that E? You should say E is first time A. Then next, when the for again repeats, E is B. So E takes every letter. Next time it's a space. Next it is O, then U, till the end. One by one, E will take each letter. Agreed? Okay. Now, we want to know whether this E is of course the letter, some letter of S. We want to know, is this E a vowel? Only then we are interested. So one way of writing it is, if E is equal to A, or E is equal to E, like this. E is a variable here, na? And this is a letter we are comparing. We are asking, is this variable E storing letter E, like that? Or E is equal to I, or like this we will have to write E is equal to U, or E is equal to what? A, E, I, O, bracket close colon. Because E can be any of the vowel. We are interested only if E is A or E or I or O or U. So we may have to write such a if. Correct? But instead of writing, which is also correct, you can write such an if. But Python offers a very interesting operator called in. We can use it. We can say if E in quotes A, E, I, O, U, bracket close colon. My first question, answer it to yourselves. My first question, what is A, E, I, O, U? String. Oh, come on, I have written it in quote. So A, E, I, O, U is a string. What is E? E is single letter each time. Single letter of the string. So first time in the for loop, E will be A, because that is where the string starts. We are asking, is A, this letter A, is it in this string? Yes, it is in this string. Are you understanding? So sometime later, when we will reach this O, then E will be O. E will be storing this letter O. Then we are asking, is O in this string? Yes, it is there. O is there in this string. This is so simple. So you don't have to write or repeatedly, right? You can just ask if one particular letter is available in the string or not. And this will be true only if E is a vowel. Like suppose E becomes Z, this letter. Then you are asking, is Z in A, E, I, O, U? That is false. So nothing will be done for non-vowel. Okay. Right. Now do you understand this? If E is in this, I'll write another if. If E not in D colon, I will say DE is equal to 1. Else I will write DE is equal to DE plus 1. And that's it. Now finally, I will come out of the for and print D. That's all. Just 1 or 2 repetitions we will do of the for loop. 1 or 2 repetitions. See, S is A, B, E, I, O, U, Z, X, I, and so on. D is empty dictionary. This is empty. No key value pair. Now the for starts. This E will become equal to A. So E is A. This letter A is stored in E. We come in the for loop and ask, hello, this E, are you in this string? Yes, A is in this string. So E is definitely storing vowel. Okay. As it is a vowel, we want to count it, isn't it? Because we want to count vowels. Now what we are asking? We are asking a question to our dictionary D. We are asking, if E not in D. Now what is E? E is A. We are asking, is this key? Is this key A? A is going to be the key. Not in D? Yes, it is not in D. D is empty right now. Then this line will execute. What is this line? Come on. DE means DA. E is A, isn't it? So dA will become 1. That means the key will be A and its value will be 1. Of course, we have counted A once. Correct? And then else will not run. Okay, tell me, if there was A again over here, for some time you think, this one, on the right of your screen. Suppose there is A again over here. Then after some time in the for loop, E will again become A. Of course, E will become B, then E, but this E will again become letter A. Correct? Now, after E becomes again this letter A, we ask, is E in A, E, I, O, U? Yes, it is a vowel. True. Now we will ask, hello, this letter E. Remember, E is A. Is it not in the dictionary? Oh, no. It is there in the dictionary. Watch it. A is a key already in the dictionary. Then we will go to else and we will say this line runs. That is, dA should become dA plus 1. Sorry for my handwriting again. But dA should become dA plus 1. That means this key A should now have a value increased by 1. Correct? We have encountered A for the second time. I hope you have understood it enough. Okay? Okay. So, I will very quickly go to this. I'll close function 3. No more functions for the day. I'll create a new file. And let's say I have a string S, which is Samir is a teacher in Mumbai. Some string I have made, and then I'm making an empty dictionary. Now I will iterate. I will iterate through the string for E in S. So I'll get each letter. I want to first know, is that E in any of these letters, A, E, I, O, U? If it is there, then it is definitely a vowel, colon. If it is a vowel, only then I will ask, is such a key not in D? Then this is first time. We have encountered this letter for the first time. If we have encountered it for the first time, then we can't increase. We can increase if it already exists. If we have encountered it for the first time, we will make this count as 1. Else means that key is already there. That means some count is there. We will increase that count. DE should become DE plus 1. And that's it. Now I will come out, and finally print D. Okay. Let's save this with dict example 1. Dictionary example 1, and I'll run this. So you can see in Samir is, teacher in Mumbai. You can see these were the occurrences. O never occurred, obviously. O never occurred. Okay. Just check the code. Maybe some students are still having difficulty. Hang on with this if. Explore it. My appeal to all of you. What it does. E not in D means it will search for the key. If that key is already not in the dictionary, then it will make a new key value pair. And of course, we have encountered that character only once. So value is 1. Otherwise, it will increase the value by 1. Okay. Now, what if I tell you that it can be written in one more way? Let's try. Okay. Before we wind up this, assuming that everything you are in good shape. Okay. You know what is our aim. We just want to count. number of occurrences of a vowel. Now, I'll just go back to Python shell. This is too crowded. I'll just open a new shell. I want to show you something which you already know, of course. You already know. Just check this. Suppose we have some string W, which is ASDE space RTYASIOPUA, something. And I want to count how many times A appears in this string. How many times A appears? Okay. Then I can so easily say C is equal to W dot count. There is a count function, and I'll simply say A, counting. Is this readable, everyone? See, count is a function which will count number of times A appears. In which string? In which string will it count? W. W is this entire string. In this entire string, this function will count how many times A appears. And I think A appears 3 times. So C will be 3. Okay. Let's print C. Yes. So if you have a string, you already have a function called count, which can instantly count how many times character appears. Fine. Okay. Now I am writing another version of the same program. Suppose S is a string. Let's say Samir is teacher. That much is enough. Okay. Right. Now I will make a new dictionary, empty dictionary. Now I will write for E in S. You know this. E will be S, then next time E will be A, and so on. Okay. Then I will write if E in A, E, I, O, U. I am checking, is E a vowel? Okay. If it is a vowel, then I will write DE is equal to S dot count E. And finally, I will print D. Oh, good Lord. Oh, look at that. I mean, look at that. This has become shorter than the previous version. But what is this doing? You can see that the for has finished. And finally, we are printing D. Come on, quick. D is empty initially. First time when the loop executes, E is S. S of Samir. But S in A, E, I, O, U is false. So nothing happens. This line doesn't run. And then we go back to the for. Next time, this E is A. This letter E is A. Is E in A, E, I, O, U? Yes. So this line runs now. This line runs. Let's run this line by writing it. What is running? You see. DA, because E is that letter, na? E is A, is equal to S. S is our entire string. S dot count A. Oh my God. Tell me how many times is A appearing? We are checking in this string. A is appearing 2 times. Then this value, S dot count A, will be 2. Are you following? There is a key added A whose value is 2. Are you following? Now, next time when the loop repeats, our letter will be M, but it is not a vowel only. Then this line will not run. Next time, our letter will be E, and it is a vowel. So how will this line run? DE is equal to S dot count E. So in the string S, we are counting how many times E appears. E appears 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Correct? So this value will be 4. So new key value pair will be added, 4. Okay? The fun starts here. We have 2 more minutes. The fun starts here. Next time when the loop repeats, the letter that we are getting is again E. Are you following? E is followed by E. That E also will be taken. Now we are asking, is E, that letter E in AEIOU? Yes, it is. Then again this line will run. The height is This line will run again. How will it run? DE, letter E, should become equal to S dot count E. That means again number of E's will be counted, and number of E's are 4. Then new key value pair E4 will be added, but E4 is already there, and you know keys cannot be repeated. So there will be no harm done to the dictionary. Don't come to a conclusion that because E is there multiple times we'll get E colon 4 like that. No, we will not get. We will not get E again. Because by default, keys cannot be repeated. And this solves the problem. I will just go back and I'll just change this entire if you watch. If E is a vowel, tab, then we will say DE is equal to count. Count that E, which is the character we have just now encountered, in the string S. Correct? And then come out of the for loop and print D. Now I will run this. Watch. This is the same dictionary which we got with the earlier procedure. O is not there in our string. Okay. Now, what if I tell you, no more discussion, but what if I tell you that we can solve this entire thing in one line using dictionary comprehension? Okay, we will see that later. Like this, in every class, we will try to discover some code. You know what? You will have trouble. And even I will have trouble. But our goal is to improve our skills of thinking and reading the program. That is all. See, I am here, not to teach. Let me make it very clear. I am not here to teach. I am here to inspire. Because my feeling is teacher should be the person who inspires 99% and teaches 1%. How much will I teach you? There is some limit, right or not? Okay, enough of speech. So, if you want to add anything, you can. Otherwise, I have finished discussion for the day. Just check this. This was our latest code. For the same problem, counting number of vowels, I will write it neatly. This, in case you want to copy this. Okay.